Hi, I'm Dr. Sean Richardson, The High Performance Life. And today I'm here to talk about another hot topic in business, sport, and personal life when you're trying to achieve high performance, the best that you can be. And it's a topic perhaps that creates a fair bit of debate around building a high performance team, about getting the best out of yourself. What are the drivers? What are the key factors that lead toward achieving your ultimate goals and the ultimate goals of your business or on your sports team? And the topic we want to talk about today is talent. And I have a question for you. And maybe it's a bit of a provocation around this question is talent the key to success? In business circles, there's a lot of conversation around the war for talent. Recruiting the limited pool of top talent is an essential ingredient to being able to build your business for the future and making sure you have the best people in to take you to ultimate success. In sports team, it's about drafting the top talent. But the question is this talent factor the key to success? Now, I'd suggest that although I'm going to acknowledge that talent is crucial, and talent is one of those things that gets your foot in the door and gets you started, it's not the most important variable when it comes to achieving high performance, to achieving that ultimate success. So let's look a little bit at this now around what is that key ingredient. But to do so, we're going to talk about what talent really is. And when we think about talent, we can think about things like smarts, IQ, sports, biomechanics, capability, that natural born DNA-based talent. And to demonstrate this, we want to talk about the idea that there can be two people. We'll call this person A and this person B. And they definitely have differences in talent. And there's your gap. So this is about talent. And this is what walks in your door when you're recruiting. There's a difference. What is that person's built-in capability? But is that all that we're looking for? That built-in capability, that fixed sense of this person's got them in it already? Because I'm going to argue that in fact, potentially talent, as we think about it as fixed characteristics in the human being, even though there might be differences between person A and person B, they aren't the thing that creates the most variation when it comes to achieving peak performance. So if we're looking at actually what achieves peak performance, how are you going to get the best out of your team members? How are you going to build the best team? How are you going to get the best out of yourself given a certain starting point around talent? The biggest variation in performance about achieving your ultimate goals and the ultimate results doesn't come from talent. Once you've drafted the best that you can, once you've recruited your top recruits, the key thing that we want to understand, the key variable that drives excellence, that drives performance, that helps you achieve results is what you do with that talent. And that comes down to effort. And this isn't stuff that I'm making up. It might be things that you've heard about. Carol Dweck, researcher from Stanford, has spent her lifetime talking about fixed and growth mindset. This idea that if your mindset is your capabilities are attributable to your built-in talent, your DNA. They're fixed to begin with, and that's why you achieve or don't achieve goals. If that's your mindset, you're actually going to be quite limited in life. Whereas if you have a growth mindset that says, my achievements are much more due to my effort, the quality of my effort that I give to the right actions, to the right process. So we might add that. Process and actions. If my focus is here, this is fundamentally what a growth mindset is. I believe that if I haven't achieved a goal, it's because I haven't maximized my effort given to the right process and actions over time. I haven't practiced it. I haven't repeated my learning around behaviors enough. I haven't leveraged whatever talent I started with and really turned it into something and realized that I could grow and get so much better. Instead, we have a fixed mindset that says the reason I achieved or didn't achieve is because of what was built into me already. Now, remember, that's a mindset, and it's really important to distinguish these things is that we're not saying that there aren't differences between person A and person B. There is a gap to start with. But if you take person B's talent and you put them in a learning opportunity, in a practice opportunity where they go about it with a mindset of, I can grow, I can get better, I haven't achieved that yet, I can really accelerate. I might be achieving somewhere up here based on effort. So we might say 30 to 40% of my outcomes is attributable to my talent, but 60, 70%, even more is due to my effort given to the right process and actions. And if person A is only given 20% to their effort and process and actions, person B is going to beat them every time. We're not saying that talent doesn't give you some head start or some difference in capability, but really effort to the right process and the right actions is what drives excellence. Interestingly, from a research point of view, what Carol Dweck found was that your mindset about this really matters. And this is what's getting to the heart of fixed versus growth mindset. You may have come across it before, but I really want to acknowledge here how it plays out. Because if you have a fixed mindset that talent is the reason or you succeed is the key to success, your problem here is that when you fail, and this is the big one, your brain says, that's the limit. I'm not good enough. I failed because I wasn't talented enough, or that's the limit of my talent. So why bother giving effort or more effort to something that's already shown me where my limits are? I wasn't good enough. Whereas if you have a growth mindset, that the reason you succeed is due to your effort given to the right process and actions, when you face failure, it tells you maybe I haven't tried hard enough. I haven't worked hard enough. Maybe my effort was somewhere down here and I've got to get it up. I just have to put more time into my practice. When you get that right, you get to see you can maximize whatever talent you had. And who really knows what the limits of your achievement really are? So I want to leave you with this thought. The next time you're thinking about how to get the best out of yourself or out of your team members, if you're focused on giving them praise or feedback, whether it's critical or negative or positive feedback that's based on how good they are, you could be throwing them off. You could be leading down that path to a fixed mindset. Oftentimes what's interesting is that a fixed mindset comes from positive praise. So you're a kid and you come home from school and you've got a good mark on your math test or in your English essay, and your parents tell you, oh, look, you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so talented. That actually tells you that you did well because of your smarts, your intelligence, your talent, not because of how hard you worked. So the next time you get a bad mark, perhaps, on your English essay or on your math test, your brain says, well, maybe I did okay on my first one, but the second one was really hard. I'm not good enough. And when my brain says I'm not good enough, it withdraws energy. It says, why bother giving effort to these things? It's discouraging, right? So we really want to get that sometimes even the positive feedback in your life is limiting and leads to a fixed mindset. Whereas if you give feedback to others and even to yourself, that the reasons for your success and your failures are due to effort and the amount of effort over time that you've put in. And I have a little equation there. I can even write it up for you. I'll call it perseverance. And perseverance is simply just what I said, is effort over time. If you understand that this is the key to your success, to maximize your talent, and that's the key to your team success, then what you start doing in terms of your communication, your feedback, when there are errors, you sit down and you normalize the fact that we maybe made a mistake or an error, or we failed, or we didn't achieve the result we wanted. And you go back to the drawing board and say, what do we need to work harder on? Because remember, we said the quality of effort given to the right process, the right actions. And sometimes we have to rejig and say, do we have our process right? Do we have our actions right? And I need to persevere at those. Maybe I do have them right. I just got to spend more time on those things and keep giving effort to those things. Then I'll get the result. And when people do well and they've given effort, we want to praise and give positive feedback for their efforts. So their brain says, if I want to achieve those results again, I've got to put in equal or more effort the next time around, rather than where the natural place the brain likes to go, which is what we call the law of least effort. And it says, hey, I don't have to try so hard anymore because I know how to get the result. And it goes into a place of complacency. And sometimes that positive feedback around results leads people to fail in the future. So if you really want to find the key to success, it's being able to take whatever talent walked in the door and find ways to give positive feedback and even negative feedback in terms of effort given to the right process and actions. When you do that, you'll be maximizing performance, getting the most out of the talent you have, out of what you've got yourself. So that's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure that if you did like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you reach out, look us up on www.energyhealthinc.com. Send me an email, get in contact, write some comments in the comment section, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. This is Dr. Sean Richardson, The High Performance Life.